Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Immortal Taoists. This episode is going to be the long-awaited servants video. I did touch on this very briefly earlier in my guides, but it wasn't really in depth or anything, so I'll start from the beginning with these servants before I move on to using resources on my servants to demonstrate the point I am trying to make. So first of all, in the top right of every servant, of course, is the attribute they're most proficient at, basically. Now, the orange A means all, basically a balanced servant, so you can level them up relatively evenly and still gain a lot of stats over a longer period of time the more levels that all servant gets. Now, might is how well you do in Outer Realm, basically. The more might you have, the less spirit troops you will lose there. For command, that is how many troops you can summon at once, which ties into intellect, which is how much spirit pact you can summon at once. And then all the servant XP is calculated based off your total amount of insight. So you do want to be mindfully upgrading your servants. And I will say, for the purposes of ruins, you do want to allocate 20% of your total resources for your main 5 servants so you can have a solid ruins team but you won't get kicked out. Now, when it comes to talents, the higher talent a servant starts with is obviously better. Without doubt, the more talent it has, the less it costs to get its talent higher than a hero with less talent points than another one, to demonstrate my point. This guy has, and it's plus 11 for might, plus 9 for intellect, plus 8 for command, plus 9 for insight. I kept it relatively balanced, but I did pump it a bit up to a cap sort of thing where I'm needing 1,000 growth points just to get one talent level, which is a lot, when alternatively you could go to a noob servant, for example, and see that it's only 200 to level up these, because the total amount of talent that all your servants have in all their respective factions, in all their respective attributes, might, intellect, insight, and command, is actually tied into your relic, because the total amount, if you click on any of these, you'll see in the relic attributes, you see your total might of Eastern Immortals added up and the might talent of all of your Immortals from the Eastern Realm put together. And same thing with the following bars for command, intellect, and insight. So when it comes to leveling servants, you do not want to neglect your blue heroes. So I have sort of saved up for this purposefully to show you. And so I'm going to get stuck into giving my servants all of their stats because this needs to be done for me personally. Now, to start with, I am going to be using 20 whole of these ones just purely on my top might servant because it's just worth it. I need more might, and that means that he will now give me more might every time he goes up a talent level or levels up. And that's really what you're aiming for here. Now, for the rest of all of my might servants, I'm just going to give 3 to each one that I have as I go down the list here. And I'm really just trying to balance out where all the might goes aside from my main hero. You will have to calculate that quite well, especially since there are events that use servants as well, of course. So evenly spreading it to begin with across every servant that has a might attribute, and then I will be doing the talent levels straight after that, so I can gain the most amount of stats without having to wait till I push myself up another talent level to reap the benefits of the increased stats that I have given them. Right, now I think I've done every might one once, so now we go back to the top and start again, because I do want my lower level servants having at least 200,000 power eventually so they can kill a minion by themselves in demon invasion, which would be obviously the most ideal outcome because that means you can kill many demons and rank yourself higher up there. And Akalenatha, if that's how you say that, I'm not even sure. Alright, and now this is where I come to pay attention to my A characters. And aside from this guy, I'm going to give him 1. Actually, no, I'll give him 2. He's part of my ruins team. Now I'll give all of my A characters the remains of what I have left over, basically, because they are all stats, and slowly giving them lots of, well, not even lots of stats, slowly giving them the arse end of your resources for servants will massively increase their power over time when you eventually come to level them. And you will eventually come to level them because, again, that ties into the relic. Lots of higher levels will give you a higher relic level and allow you access to better stats. For intellect, my main character for intellect is actually, we'll go 11, is actually my all character because he or she is by far way in ahead of my actual intellect servants because I don't have many intellect servants. So I just made him part of that. So I will spread the rest of my intellect amongst the rest of all of the servants that have intellect as their main stat. Again, my main goal in leveling my servants is eventually to have my lowest level servant being able to one hit a minion. And what that is going to do is slow down my ruins team. So you will have to bear that in mind. Most people are going to say just focus on 5 heroes, and that's absolutely okay to do, especially if that's all you care about, just having strong 5 heroes defending your position at ruins. I feel like long term that's going to be more of an advantage. Alright, last one, Pangu, might and intellect, a very strange combination, mate. Now for command. Now my Miss Yang is by far and away my strongest person that I have for command, so obviously I'm going to pump her up. And I'm also going to put quite a few into my Ting Yao because she is quite strong in her own right, reaching for 200k power now, so I really am keeping on giving her a moderate amount of command. And now I'm going to spread the rest amongst everyone else who uses command, which is quite a few. Many servants have command. Well, we're getting there. Slow process. And one more command, just boom. Now, insight. Insight is probably, or at least, if I'm perfectly honest, insight's the most important thing because it's how much XP you get every 15 minutes when you wander in Rome. So many of these, like a solid 19 of them, are going straight into my Tai Bai. And also the Tang Priest is going to get a few because they have the highest insight levels at the moment, but I will still spread insight along the other servants that are capable of having insight as their main stat, which isn't many as well, sadly. So I would love more insight servants, but I try and keep everybody balanced, even the blues. They deserve love too. And we'll just chuck some more insight onto Tai Bai. Okay, and now we come to these aren't as good as the last ones, nor as good as the next kind of resource I'll be using, but a solid 31 of them are going straight into Yangjian. And same formula as before, spread the rest through everybody else with might. And I'll give the last 5 to my main all abilities. Just because intellect, same deal, gonna give a few to my all abilities because he's the highest intellect. And we're gonna spread the rest. Alright, last ones into that all character. And command. Solid 22 straight into Miss Yang. 8 into Ting Yao. Now again, I'm choosing these proportions because of their relative importance to me. You can do the same in regards to the choice of which servants you want to actually make strong, because theoretically you can get every single servant strong as hell, but obviously you don't really want to get your blue servant stronger than any gold servant that you have. You do want to have a focus on some servants more than others. Now, since all my gold characters are either in my main team or soon to be in my main team, because their talent level started at the highest, and that just really helps when it comes to adding talents to someone with already high talent. It just boosts their level so much more, and I'll show you that part in the second bit when I do the growth. So let's get this last command done. And last to Margu. Right, more insight. Solid 25 of these. Straight into Tai Bai. A nice 10 into the Tang Priest. So I do have a few of the good servants so far, thanks to a few of the events that have been by recently. There we go, perfect. And now we come into the last phase of putting stats in, and these will give you the most by far of stats. Obviously, they're blood essence of mythical beasts and stuff. But might, once again, a solid 6 of these going straight to Yang Jian, so many stats. And we are going to give one each, well, one to him because he's all stats. And then we are going to target the might heroes. And as I said earlier, this is a very slow process. So I apologize for anyone getting frustrated with me not getting on to the growth part of this. Alright. On to intellect. Solid 8 of these straight into that one. Then we're going to spread one each amongst the intellect. It's a very basic process, but the downside is it is quite time consuming to fully spread all your stats out amongst all of your heroes, especially when you start having a lot like this. Alright, command. Once again, solid amount into Miss Yang, 4 into Ting Yao, and 1 spread through all the rest. The dual attribute heroes tend to benefit the most from this kind of leveling because their beginner stats are generally higher than their others. So when you level them up, their stats just, well, they get higher and you reap more from pumping them with stats. Alright, insight. Many into Tai Bai, few into Tang, and then split. Now that is the initial growth for these servants done. It really is one of those things where you have to decide how you want your servants to grow. You can pump your, again, as I've said throughout the course of this video, this is a long video. I'm sure I'm repeating myself in some aspects. This will be edited down quite a bit. But pumping your top 5 heroes is a perfectly viable strategy, especially in defense for Alliance. It can be useful. Having servant power spread out amongst many can make it more difficult for someone to kill you in either, obviously, deification battle or defense in Alliance. But your servants will have to be spread quite well. It will take a while to reap the benefits of this method of servant leveling. If you are just chasing general servant power and you just want to see really strong servants, then pump all of your growth items and points into your top 5 and just run with that. That is more than a viable method. Now also, I'm going to get into giving my servants their growth pills, and I'm going to start at the bottom. So so we can see clearly his command's 5. It's by far his highest attribute. So I'm actually going to give him 1 command, maybe even an extra 2 command. And also 1 in might and 1 in insight, because the more talent points you have, the higher your stats will go overall. So you do want to actually be spreading your easiest stats. Like even if you just got a blue servant like this guy is, he's level 1. I've just got him just before I started recording, and I'm just detailing how I do this to get the most benefit out of it. So I try and boost each one as high as its talent well, at least what I feasibly feel is the character is worth. For example, the intellect talent there, 1, it's really not worth getting up if you have a limited amount of materials. I have quite a lot, so I'm going to do it just for an easy talent level, because 100's half the price of getting to the next talent level after you break through here, so it goes to 200. So you really do have to decide where you want to perk your heroes. But I will go one more in command. 300's as high as I will allow this to go. And now I'm going to level him up to 100. And watch the stats roll in. Nice. So now he's improved substantially there. But he is new, so he will take a while. So I've only just started giving him stats, so it's not quite as good as it should be. So now I'm going to get the easy talent point here and try and get every easy talent point that I can to maximize the amount of stats that I get, basically. What else? She is all talent, so I guess I'm just going to each of these once more, and that will be the limit. Alright, breakthrough. Nice, extra 500 in each tribute there just for breaking through. And I will level you 10 times. Awesome. So I'm slowly working bottom to top. I will level your might and intellect a bit because I don't want to run out of materials. Breakthrough and breakthrough. Awesome. And I'm going to level you up 10 times as well. We are very slowly improving. Easy talent points here. They're at 0. Nice and cheap. Boom, boom, and boom. And 10 levels for you as well. See, that's some good might. Might characters are lovely. Alright, on to clairvoyance. What do you have that's easy to level up? So you've got some easy might, command, and insight, do you? Gonna do all that. Break through. I think that will do for you. I need to get his talents quite a bit higher. But again, it's a slow process as I try and level them all. You are definitely getting a might level. Thank you. See, now it's expensive because he's only 15 talent at the moment and it's already getting relatively expensive. So you do want to try and even out your growth amongst all your servants if this sort of playstyle is what you're going for. We got easy points in intellect. I will take those. Easy point in insight. Thank you. Get you to level 110. Forgot to level you to 110, mate. I am terribly sorry. Alright, on to the next. Easy command. And I will get you to 110. See, now I'm sat here thinking, do I want to give him more intellect? His intellect level is crazy high at the moment, 11, which is nice. Every time he levels, I get quite a lot of intellect from it. My stats are going to change quite a bit from this because I have been saving up a lot. Alright, this character appears to be a hidden insight character. What the hell? Fairy Zecia is a hidden insight character with 10 beginning talent. What the hell? Alright, that's cool. That's fine though. I'm definitely going to take advantage and level this up quite a lot. I'm even going to level her command. That is a hidden gem. Nice. Alright, Moon Goddess. Hidden intellect character. What is going on? Might as well get the easy might talent level as well. Wonderful. Level 115. That is good enough. Alright, now he needs a few. He's an insight main. I've already given him a few insight levels, so I'm just going to go for the easy levels here now. So he definitely needs more work. Red Phoenix time. Yeah, we'll give you a might level. Definitely going to give you an intellect level. Awesome. So yeah, you can see how I'm doing this. It's a simple process, but it is time consuming. And if you have hung on this long, you will see how this fights in the deification tower, because that's almost ended and I want to get in at least one fight to rank myself in the top 100. Right, Flower Queen. Got her up a little bit. Definitely gonna get some easy levels here. There we go. That will do. I massively leveled this guy quite a bit. So I will just give him a little bit of command and that will do. Ox King, he has been leveled quite a little bit. I will give him an extra might because he is quite close. Alright, there we go. And one more level, just because. Alright, easy command here. Easy intellect, even though it's very low level. Alright, that will do. I'll give you one more might level. There we go. Almost level all around. Lovely. Yeah, I'll give him a bit of command. Over halfway, might as well. Wonderful. That will do for you. Got a few easy levels here. That will do. Because I really am trying to pump my talent level as high as I possibly can. Bit of intellect, a little bit of might. Thank you. Now, he has been pumped quite a bit. He was one of the earlier tests I did in leveling up, just to see how it would go. It did end well, but his total attributes could be higher. I did neglect him for a while once I got tie-by. So we'll leave him as is at the moment until the rest of the servants catch up. Same with the Empyrean Queen here and Bi Xiao. So now I can focus the remainder on my proper actual servants. So first off with Yang Jian, I'm actually going to get his might to level because it needs to happen. Thank you. And command. It was close. Now I'm going to use 5 random talent pills on Yang Jian just to get him to 100 total talent because I want to see it. Be nice to get a might. Wow, that was like 4 insight. Jesus. Okay, 100 talent. Wonderful. Now, oh my, he needs to level up a bit. Breakthrough, breakthrough, and breakthrough. Excellent. Bit of might, bit of intellect. Very nice. There we go. Fundamentally improving characters here. Now he's got 27 insight, but he is also sort of closer. I'm just going to do that. Now I'm just going to use all the rest of the pills that I have on my major ones. I'm going to give him all of the intellect, sorry. Command. Excellent. Alright, I have 4 there, none, 3, 0. Done. What was the last ones I had? Might, 400 might, well, might as well. That was a journey. Now I'm just going to level the very last bit. 199, almost nascent soul, so close. But that will be my next nascent soul character. And now, because I'm sure you are bloody well sick of me talking, this is a long video. I'm going to just jump straight into deification battle before it ends. And I'm going to let that play out. Let us fight, sir. And for reference, I was 1.84 million prior to using all of those resources. Good result. Bet his Yandee's strong. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, the average power of my servant has definitely increased. Yes. Oh, so close. Ooh, that's a strong moon goddess. Go Miss Yang. Oh, wow. That's a strong Earth Guardian. What the hell? 534,000. Woo! Someone pumped their Earth Guardian with everything. Victory! Now I'm just going to skip through it. Just not bad. Wow, rank 71. Yeah, so that method has been really showing me results in terms of servant power. So my servant power is just over 2 million now. I've gone up something like 190 to 200,000 servant stats there. So that's useful. Again, this is probably the third or fourth time I said it, but it's been an hour since I started this video. So you can pump your main 5 servants. I'm not saying that you can't do that. I am personally have just found it to be effective in determining an allocation of where I put my stats for my servants. A certain majority of it definitely goes to my main 5 ruins teams, but I do try and spread amongst the rest of my servants. Now, in relic here, the average talent of everything that I have has gone up immensely. I think I passed 1,000,000 attack. I passed 1,000,000 attack doing that, because total amount of servant talents and the total amount in the attribute itself is directly proportional to the reward that you receive from pumping them up. Now my next issue is actually seeing how much XP I've gone. I was 539k every 15 minutes. Now I'm 593k every 15 minutes. That is so much. That is a solid increase for one day. So, way ages ago, I said that pets would tie into servants eventually, and I'm absolutely right. Each of these servants in their protection UI has level 3 skill at 100 mana. It starts increasing percentages across all of an entire faction. So this was the Eastern Immortal faction. It will give me percentage bonus for every servant that I have in that faction. So the higher the stats of every one of my servants when I finally get these spirit pets to 100 will seriously skyrocket my growth as soon as I get 100. It is a mana event as well, so I do need to actually spend some mana. I'm just going to put it all on my Thunder Spirit. 89. 11 days until I will reach 100 and be able to show you 0.1% is, and I'm assuming each level it increases it by 0.1%. It's going to be crazy when spread across a large amount of servants, but for the love of God, I need to finish this video. So, if you enjoyed it, subscribe, let me know in a comment. If something is not clear, I will try and clarify it for you. I am honestly not too sure if I was clear enough or understandable enough, maybe, while I was doing this video, because I was allocating in my mind as I'm talking and trying to explain why I'm doing these things this way. But yeah, subscribe if you enjoyed, and as always, have a great day.